Well, good Wednesday evening to everyone. How are you? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. I, of course, am Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live from a heretofore undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. And welcome. I hope everyone is having an absolutely great Wednesday. It is Hump Day. It is also Wastrel Wednesday. That's right. Kyle is in charge tonight, and Lord knows what's going to happen. I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen. Kyle's going to be stepping forward in just a few minutes, and he's actually going to be running some Dungeons and Dragons for us tonight. Now, in spite of that, or perhaps even more, this does not differ from our usual MO. And for those of you who don't speak Latin, of course, that means Missouri. If you have questions about what he's doing or how he's doing it, or what any of us as players are doing or how we're doing it, and you're out there in the live chat in the audience right now, whether you're over on Twitter or watching us over here on YouTube, please feel free to ask. Just type away. And if Kyle doesn't get it, one of us players may get it, or someone else out in the audience may get it. Because, folks, let me tell you what I have, and this is a hill that I will kill on. I have the smartest audience of all 5-night-a-week classic tabletop RPG live streams with an especial focus on Dungeons and Dragons here on YouTube. There are none smarter, perhaps as smart as, but not smarter than. So I feel comfortable making that statement. So if Kyle doesn't pick up on it, if I don't pick up on it, then by God, somebody out there in the audience might help you. So feel free to ask. This isn't just static entertainment where you just kind of sit there and shove potato chips into your mouth and watch like it's something you can't participate in. You folks at home can play along. That's right. So feel free to do that. Something else also. What was it? Right. Guys, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, whether you're watching it live tonight or whether you're watching it in the future at some point. Do those things. And if you are watching into the future, that will give you the opportunity to comment down below. If you like what we're doing, let us know, and we'll do more of it. Now, Kyle's running things tonight, so he gets very prickly when I say, if you don't like what we're doing, tell us, and we'll do less of it. Kyle won't do less of it. But anyway, I'm pretty excited about tonight, not just because I get to play D&D, but we have hopefully a new regular or semi-regular, but definitely a special guest tonight. That's right. We have author ALYSSA HAZEL is going to be joining us in the Deathmatch Arena of Death, if I can steal a phrase from Dawood Does Tech Stuff. So she's going to be playing D&D Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition for her first time tonight. So we'll see what's going to happen to her character. It's going to be loads of fun. But you know what? Can I confide something in you guys? I've really run my mouth long enough. Don't you think? I feel like I have. So with that said, I'm gonna slide these studio headphones on here, and Kyle is pacing back and forth like a tiger over there in the green room. And so let me just open the door and bring him on in here, and everybody put your hands together and then take them apart when you realize that we can't hear you. Applaud for the one and only Viking Hat Game Master. Everybody say hello to Kyle.
G'day, boys and girls. Hope you're all doing well today. We're going to do some D&D and see if we can wipe out the whole party this time. I've only managed one character kill so far. I'm obviously slacking. let's bring the
Well,
players in one by one and introduce themselves and their characters. And we'll leave Alyssa to last, not because she's least, but because it would be nice for her to hear from everyone else before she steps in. She might decide to step out once she hears. Who knows? But
exactly.
yeah, we'll bring them in one by one. So let's bring in Shauna.
Good evening, good morning, depending on what celestial plane you are on. Hello, everybody. Level 1 magic user here of no real proficiency.
All right, then. Shondara, the cleric.
Hello, peeps.
You going to introduce your character?
Sure. I am the cleric. I am the one that's trying to keep the party alive and going in spite of their machinations. It's a challenge, but hey, I haven't been doing too badly.
And Vinny.
Greetings. I am Aiden, son of Vinny Finnegan. I have 1 hit point. I'm 6'8", I think, or something crazy. 235 pounds.
You don't have 1 hit point. You don't know that you have 1 hit point. You just know that you're invulnerable. You've never been hit.
I'll be honest with you. Apparently,
you killed 3 hill giants all by yourself.
Apparently, Aiden has no. He's completely lost when it comes to reality. So I will see how it goes. I don't know.
All right, and lastly, let's bring on Alyssa.
Hello. I am guesting today. My character is more than likely not going to survive this this adventure. Her name is Gilda. She is a mage. That's my stats were very, very nice to me. I have a constitution of 4. Fun fact. So I'm pretty sure she's allergic to everything. I don't know if I'm here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time. So this should be great.
Well, Alyssa, you said you hadn't played AD&D before. What have you played before?
I played a variety of things. I started off, I think my first system I ever played, my dad, I suspect he had 5 children specifically because that would be the appropriate size for a dungeon party. My first character that I remember was Kara the Barbarian in Castles and Crusades. From there we went to the hero system. I've played a variety of different systems in my life, from hero systems, Savage Worlds, just a little bit here, a little bit there. Probably gonna show that I'm a poser, but most of the Dungeons and Dragons I have played is 5e. So I know that's what they were playing in college when I was joining the D&D club. It was all the rage, and yeah, I know.
Hey, Alyssa.
I made the D&D quit. The DM quit.
Hey, Alyssa.
Oh,
if it makes you feel better, I left BECME, and when I started back, it was in 5e.
Yeah.
And then I went back. So,
well, the good news is that I may have redeemed myself. I ran a game of Shadow Dark recently, so nice. I am. My poor husband got his face chewed off by a giant rat, so I am in the mood for these kind of shenanigans, and probably not going to survive. I'm also in the 1 hit point club, and I have a 10 arm class, so
well, look,
pretty good.
You're in good company.
It's not real. It's just about player wits and the luck of the dice. Because, okay, in a very real sense, like when you're first level, it doesn't really make a difference whether you've got 6 hit points or 1.
That's true.
Because somebody comes along with a 1d6 attack, and either way you're down.
That's true. The dice
it doesn't
giveth,
make terribly
the dice,
much difference.
Taketh away.
Yeah. So, and if the player is smart, they can not load the dice, but they can still improve the odds in their favor by their plan. So, you know, in the last session. They had three hill giants going on. You probably saw. They had 3 hill giants who were fighting some bugbears. They defeated the bugbears, most of whom ran off. The giants then picked up the bugbears and went back to their cave to have a feast. And the party waited outside in the thunderstorm until the hill giants had had their fill and gone to sleep around the fire. And then Vinny, with his 1 hit point, snuck in and poured oil everywhere and then lit it up. So one guy with 1 hit point, first level thief, killed 3 hill giants. So,
well, in fairness, it was. I went back and watched it, and it was actually a group effort. All of the ideas kind of coalesced, which is the best thing about D&D. You work together and try to solve the problem as a group.
Yeah, and, I mean, Bill has some story like that where, you know, they fought a bunch of really tough monsters and didn't have much of a problem.
Yeah.
And then as they were leaving the dungeon, the wandering monsters, a bunch of giant rats just tore through them.
Yeah,
I was waiting for something to go wrong and Finney to come. I'm sorry, Aiden come running out the cave entrance, and we were gonna do something.
Yeah, it was an average 3.5 level party that squared up against a type 6 demon, won the day, and were so happy they were leaving the dungeon. And I rolled on the Wandering Monster table for level 1. It was 14 giant rats and 2 characters down to single-digit hit points, carrying the rest of the party out.
Why is it always rats? It's always rats.
It's always rats.
So
why do it have to be rats?
It's just it's a combination of the players being smart or silly, and the luck of the dice.
Yeah,
really is what happens. So
well, I'm here for whatever the dice throw at me, which is probably going to be I trip on a rock and it'll be good.
All right, so let's see, bring it up. All right, so the background here, that's a map of the area. There's a village of Zoc, so called because I rolled everything up, or me and my son Zach rolled everything up, and he said that the village should be called Zoc. So there you go. So there's the village, and then there's the surrounding hexes. And the mission here is the Count Pfaff of Pfaffenberg. He has built a stronghold and wants to clear the surrounding hexes of monsters. But he doesn't want to have to do it himself. So he's told adventurers they can do it, go and do it. And all they have to do is give him half of their coin and gems that they win in treasure. All the rest they can keep to themselves. So the party has been to the hexes to the northeast, where they found the ruins of an old tomb and some ghouls, and wiped them out. They've also been further north, and they found bugbears. They fought some bugbears the first time, actually, and managed to defeat them. And they also found bugbears fighting the hill giants, as we've already described. And then there was some wandering wolves that they once took out. So the party have with them 5 men-at-arms. They've got Skirper, a young fighter who's a son of the blacksmith in the town. They've got Peter, who's it used to be captain of the men-at-arms, but he's probably isn't anymore. An old drunkard, husband of the innkeeper. And they've got Brinston, and then they've got another few unnamed ones. Who these men-at-arms kick around with them and help them fight, as long as they keep paying them. The village itself, there's the village itself, the village of Zoc. It's got about 250 people in it, or did at the end of the last session, but we'll get to that. They've got a few services available, so there's Temple of Frigga. It's basically like Anglo-Saxon England. So the Temple of Frigga in the middle of the town, and then once every week or two, they'll have a market in the clearing around it. There's a tavern. There's a village hall where there's an advocate who hopes to be the Shire Reeve one day when this place gets cleared out. Furrier, carpenter, barber, shoemaker, chandler, smith, and a weaver and a baker available. So no, there isn't a ye olde magic shop, unfortunately. But if you guys want to sell magic items or level up, then you go back down to the capital, Pfaffenberg, the county capital, and you'll be able to find higher level characters who can train you up and or who might be willing to buy your magical items and that sort of thing. So that's the little village. So Alyssa, you will have come up on the stream. You see that river? They come up from the south. It just stops there in the swamps because the people traveling along don't really pay much attention to the countryside when the river is moving smoothly. But here it starts to get swampy and there's more rocks around and all that sort of stuff. So the passengers start taking note and then they're aware of what's in the hexes around them. These hexes are just a few miles across. But yeah, down to the south is Pfaffenberg. And that's the river. So you will have come up the river on the raft, and there's about 20 or 30 people with you, just regular old peasants. And they've heard that the area is starting to get cleared out. There are slightly fewer monsters around here than there used to be. So it starts to look a more appealing place to come and take the free land. Because at the moment it's free. Free land and it's tax-free. But you have to stay there. And you may not want to stay there if there's, bugbears eating you. So that's what the party's up to. So you've come for the chance of adventure and fat loot. And leveling up. Okay, guys. So where do you want... is there anything you want to do in town? And aside from that, where do you want to go from now? What's the plan?
Well, we ain't been off to the northwest. And I could sure use some loot for somebody teaching me how to sword better. Let's go up there.
I am in agreement. So, Alyssa, what is your character's name?
Her name is Gilda. She is a shorter gal as well. Even in escapism, I end up barely over 5 feet tall. So she's around 30, 5 foot, 129. And she gets off the raft and looks very queasy and is just looking around for someone to guide her to the place where she can get some smelling salts, if that would be available. So this is how she stumbles into the party. Yes, you guys look capable. Do you know where I could find any sort of smelling salts or anything like that? Or
I could help you out.
oh, that would be wonderful. I've been on that raft for several days now, and I'm was getting a little queasy there at the end. I held it together for the most part, but last day kind of got rough. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Well, we've been a bit busy trying to clear the area out so that we can help out the leader of this here outfit, this town, and would love to have you join us. One of our guys.
You'll find these guys at the tavern. So the cleric would logically take you to the Temple of Freya and get some sort of herbs to make you feel a bit better. And just right on that, well, it's not a square, but that clearing, just right on that clearing is a tavern. And you see these never-do-wells sort of slumping around there.
Pulls out her fan and just like, oh, so much better. Thank you. May I have your name?
You're welcome. My name is Shandara.
Shandara.
And you are?
I'm Gilda. Nice to meet you. She is human. I will also mention that. So.
Okay. Yeah, so is my character.
Well, I'm the resident thief, Aiden, My father was a part of this group, and unfortunately, he didn't. He got caught up in a sticky situation with some poison, and I came here to kind of find out and then join with this group not too long ago. And I got to say, it's a really good group. So we could definitely use your help.
All right. Well, I don't know how much help I can, but I'll at least try. Since you guys were kind enough to direct me to some smelling salts. So.
Okay, so just a game rules note. So clerics, they have access to whatever spells they want. The entire list of spells is appropriate for their level. Magic users just have the ones that are written in their spell books.
Yes.
They have to acquire others.
Yeah.
If they acquire others, they find them on a scroll, or they beg, borrow, or steal another magic user's spell book. They can copy them out. The ingredients for writing it out cost 100 gold per spell level.
Which is exactly why I'm adventuring, because...
Yeah. So, and I would note that if you were to sit down and talk to the other magic user, you actually don't share any spells at the moment.
Gotcha.
So there's no overlap. So you can
Sounds...
copy each other's spells if you want to. That's up to you.
Nice book. What are you reading there?
This whole thing, I got a couple of spells. I just graduated. Got a lot of money to pay back to people.
We should exchange notes. What news do you have from the old land?
Everyone's still really mean, mostly. There was an incident. There's a reason why I'm out here instead of a nicer area of the country. But as she's saying this, she'll pull out her spell book. Inside there is read magic. Well, read magic was a token. Light, shield, and erase. She says, there's a part of me that thinks the erase was a little bit of a joke. I don't know if there's any books out here for Miles. Yeah, but I'm happy to share what I've learned.
Okay, so you can look over each other's spells. Now, there's an important note for magic users.
Mm-hmm.
Each time they come across a new spell, there's the chance to know each listed spell. Varies with intelligence.
Okay.
Chance to know each listed spell pertains to the percentage chance the character has by reason of his or her intelligence to learn any given spell in the level group. The character may select spells desired in any order they wish, and so you roll up. Right? Each spell may be checked only once. So we just rule it that when you come across a written version of that spell, you check to see if you can make use of it. Because there's no kind of ISO 9000 standard for writing down spells.
Okay.
So it's this really idiosyncratic way that each one does it. You know, like when you see like old English spelling and everyone spelled everything differently all the time. It's kind of like that, but worse because it's not only the writing but the whole physics of magic, whatever they may be. So you can go through and look at each of their spells in turn and see if you can make any sense of it. If you can make sense of it, you can then copy it into your book at the cost of 100 gold per level.
Well, she looks into her purse, sees like a dust bunny hopping around in there, and then closes it and says, I'd be happy to borrow some spells from you once I have some more money to do that.
The ink is hard to come by.
You could take her and her spell book would be collateral.
Right. We're sure to gain some riches on our travels together.
Let's
For an intelligence 12 magic user, the chance to know each spell is 45%. For the intelligence 16 one, it's 65%.
Yes. All right.
So,
well,
do you wish to take some time to copy each other's
Sure.
spells?
Absolutely.
You said it was 100 gold per level per spell.
Per spell, yeah. But first, you've got
Okay.
to see if you can make sense of any of them.
Okay.
Right. So you look at his.
I
you look
don't
at his,
think I don't think I have any gold.
Yeah, but the party does.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah,
and
All right.
I'll throw in. And if somebody wants to go half, I can throw in.
and I would spot
first-
you anyway, just out of knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
first, you want to check, look over his spell books and check his spells, because you might find that you can't understand any of them, and then it's a moot point how much it costs. Or you might find that you understand all of them, and then you have to choose maybe.
I will let you guys know. I'll probably just be making this a one-time thing for right now. So I don't want you guys to feel like you have to put money into me learning spells.
Yes.
So in that case,
It doesn't matter.
We'll just...
Even if it benefits the party once, it benefits them once. You might cast
Exactly.
one spell at the right time that saves the party.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to copy from my spell book, I'd be happy. I just don't want you guys to spend money and then meet up for me to learn it and then me not be here next week.
So then should we roll a percentile
you're
die or
thinking in
something?
5e terms, Alyssa.
Oh,
when you're trying to optimize and maximize everything. This is first edition. Doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
How do
So,
proceed?
friends, ventriloquism, and right. Let's see if you can make sense of any of them. You want to roll D100 and get 45 or under.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So do D100 plus D100.
Just D100. And then
Okay.
do
So
that 3 times.
it's a D10.
D10 and a D10.
Okay. All right. And all right. That is a 45.
Excellent. So you can understand friends. Let's see if you can understand ventriloquism.
Okay. That's a 53. That'll be a negative. And
then right.
52. So I'm only able to understand friends, it looks like.
Yeah. Okay, and then so then Shawnuff has a look at your spell book, and Alyssa has got light, shield, and a raise. You've got 65% chance.
So 55.
65% chance.
Right. I just rolled a 5-5.
Oh, okay. Yep. So you can make sense of light. How about shield and a raise?
Sorry, I don't know why it did that. There we go.
Oh yeah.
34.
There you go. You can understand shield. And how about a raise?
First die was a 6 and an 8. So no.
Okay. So friends and shield you can exchange. That's it.
So
I already have friends. You said I.
Yeah. So you can give her friends, and she can give you shield.
Oh, did the second one not work? I thought I had succeeded. Okay.
Yeah, the second one was shield. She's got light, shield, and a raise. You succeeded on the second one, which was shield.
Oh, and okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
you can so you can add, if you spend 100 gold, then you can add shield to your spell book.
Absolutely.
And the Gilda can add friends to her spell book.
Okay.
And I'll front you the 100.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Because who knows? If you die, I just take it out of your pocket.
That's cool.
There you go.
Well, to be honest with you, it's good that two magic users are able to share some spells because you never know when that's going to come in handy.
That's
Yep.
true.
I mean,
Exactly.
Alrighty.
And if you look at the if you violate your player prohibition against looking in the Dungeon Master's Guide, then you see that when they talk about like players exchanging magic spells with non-magic users, non-player magic users, they basically want the NPC to rip you off handily, even if you're his best friend.
Yeah.
He demands enormous amounts of payment for it.
Hey, Bob, where are you going?
Where am I going? I ain't going nowhere.
Wait up.
All right. What do you want?
We're going for adventure,
Yep.
fame, fortune, glory.
Fortune would be great, so I can try to level up. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So you take a few days to page through your spell books and copy out the spells, and then you guys are ready to go. Everyone's healed up, well fed. Just note down for me the any extra supplies you want, like oil or iron spikes or something like that.
I want to go. How much are flasks of oil?
They're just the normal price in the player's handbook, which is
They're actually a little on the pricey side.
not as pricey as getting stomped by a hill giant.
No, indeed.
What 1 gold flask of oil?
I'm going to take 10. I'm going to purchase 10 from my stash.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. You guys going to take your men-at-arms with you?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely
And
unquestionable.
how many men-at-arms did we have?
6, I believe. Where is it?
Okay.
Yeah, 6. Including
I'm gonna
Skirpa,
grab
who's
some
actually
oil
a
too, please.
level 1 fighter.
Was that Shandar?
I'm going to grab some oil too, please.
Yep.
A couple of flasks.
Yep.
Said 6 men-at-arms.
Yeah. Including Skirpa, who's technically not a man-at-arms, he's a first level fighter. Robert asked if you have a raise, you get right also. No, they're separate spells.
Yeah, they're not. Erase is not the reverse of right. They are completely different ones. Which you might question the utility of erase, Robert, but yeah, explosive runes, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a handy spell to have.
Yeah, and it could also be some. If you have a rival or an evil magic user or something, you get to his spell book, and you, for some reason, you can't steal it or you
Format the hard
can't
drive.
copy out. Just erase his favorite spells.
Oh, that's awesome.
It might be the last time you ever cast Fireball at your party. Yeah, okay. All right, so you're heading off to the northwest, you said.
Yep.
Okay, let's see what the weather's like today. Alyssa, roll a 1d6 for the weather, please.
All right. That is going to be a 3.
3, yeah, so it's just middling weather. It's middle temperature. It's a little bit overcast, but it's not raining.
Ah, perfect.
Middling weather.
I like it.
Okay, so you head off into the hex. Make a wandering monster check. 2d6. Bill, you can roll.
Oh, sure. Eight.
8. Okay. Nothing comes to eat you. Right. So you're going through this hex, and you come across a number of carcasses of animals, like deer and goat and sheep and that sort of thing. Just the odd wild herd animal. And it's obviously been chewed at. Obviously been slain and chewed at.
Hmm.
And there's some tracks of some large creatures around it. And there's one. It looks like in one area, it looks like there's been some larger animal, like a cow or something, that's been slain and then dragged off. Just because you can just see the big dragging groove.
Will we recognize the footprints after we've encountered numerous hobgoblins lately?
No, they're larger than hobgoblins.
Okay.
And I've got my animal companion sort of with, or
Yes.
I guess
Yep.
it's a wolf, right? Correct?
Yep. Yeah. So he goes sniffing around the carcasses and chews on them a bit, and then when you see the drag marks, the tracks, he kind of growls at them, hackles rise up.
That's not a good sign.
How fresh are the kills? Been picked clean, or buzzards flying overhead?
In the last week or so.
Okay.
Are any of the animal tracks like exceptionally large, like, a foot across, 3 toes with obvious claws, stuff like that?
Yeah, like I said, they're pretty large. You can't make out what they are because remember, recently you've had a lot of rain.
Right.
But
they are large.
Yeah, they are large. They're larger than hobgoblin or bugbear foot tracks, and there is that obvious drag mark with like a cow or some large animal like that has been slain and then dragged off.
Now, this right here is trouble. Let's follow these tracks and go kill what killed these animals.
I'm in agreement with that.
I'm right behind you.
I will be behind you. Goes to the end of the line.
Kind of, I guess, up front, although that may not be the wisest thing to do. But
You'll be fine, buddy. Just
I'll direct them.
Get in there.
I'll direct the men at arms to form the vanguard. Stand around them two. What's wearing the house dresses? Let's go.
The ones wearing the muumuus.
Yeah.
Take my magician's robe and tiptoe through the plains.
Lift my delicate so I'm not stepping in the puddles.
You have to put on 100 pounds before you can wear a muumuu. So, all right. Yep. So you follow the tracks along, or the drag marks, and pretty soon you smell a pretty foul stench.
That wasn't me this time.
Really bad.
Pulls out my smelling salts.
It's a carrion sort of smell. It's
Ooh.
really foul. Coming from somewhere up ahead on the rolling plains.
Oh my.
Occasionally blown to you by the wind. You know when the wind comes at you and then changes momentarily and comes at you again and so. Yeah, you're just getting little, whatever is the smelling version of the word, glimpses. You're getting little glimpses of that smell.
Yeah.
Something rotten this way smells.
Are we sure we want to be pursuing this creature?
Well, yeah, that's what we're hired to do. We gotta go stuff like this.
Fun times.
Throw a fancy spell at it when we see it. Knock it down. Let's go. Bob continues to march in that direction.
Alrighty. So you go along, and then you see a little fire up in the air, or rather, you see the smoke from the fire. You see that over up ahead.
Cautious, friends.
You stop for a moment, and you peer, and you think you see movement around the fire. It's about a mile away, so you can't make out who or what it is.
Can we make out if it's either a 4-legged creature or a creature with 2 legs walking?
Like I said, you can't say because it's about a mile away. So especially when it's just overcast and that. If it were a sunnier day, you might be able to see better. But
can I listen for any kind of specific noises or what I would hear?
No, you don't hear anything from this distance. But there's definitely a fire that somebody has made. It's not a natural fire. There's no forest or anything immediately around here. There's just these plains with relatively short grass just up to your knees.
Thank you. Yeah,
And
that's what I was trying to think of.
there is something moving out there around the fire. But you just can't see because you're literally a mile away.
But you wrap up in that fancy robe of yours and crawl over there. It won't see you.
I know we're in a plain, but is there any cover?
Like I said, there's knee-high grass. That's it.
Okay.
But if you find it hard to see them, then it'll probably be hard for them to see you where you
Right.
are now. Anyway, if you get closer,
I mean, that's how it works, right?
Sorry.
I mean, that's how it works, right?
Generally, though,
Them's the rules.
there are some that can see better or worse than you.
And some of us might be wearing shiny armor.
There's that too.
Stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, I always wanted like magical armor because it just, it doesn't encumber you and it adjusts to fit you perfectly. Does it keep itself clean as well? Is it always shiny? That's both good and bad.
Yeah.
All right, Aiden, wanna do some recon?
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, I'll do that. I've got the nifty. I've got the robe of.
The robe of blending.
Yep, the
The
robe of
predator
blending.
chameleon thing.
Yeah. Can I send my wolf ahead to kind of sniff out the tracks?
Yeah, you can.
So what I'd like to do is send the wolf. Let me ask you this: if I send him out, is there a guarantee he's going to come back if he doesn't get hit?
Well, you'd expect him to come back, yeah. But remember, I mean,
Okay.
he's a wolf. He can't report to you. This isn't
No.
Skippy or a familiar or something.
Okay, so he wouldn't
Lassie.
do me any good other than noticing his behavior if he detects something.
Body language, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean,
And if
he's
he
already
attacks.
growling, and he obviously doesn't like the smell and all the rest. So
All right, so let's do this. I'm just going to sneak out up there.
Yep.
And I'd like to get within a safe distance without being noticed wearing the robe of blending.
okay, well, I'll leave it to you to decide what a safe distance is.
All right.
But all right, so you start off a mile away, and the party sort of sits down, and you go off ahead.
Down.
You get to
I want to say
probably
like
300 yards, and you'll be able to resolve what
yeah,
you can see.
that's what
You
I was going to
see-
say.
They're man-shaped figures. And
Uh-huh.
they're very tall, and they're very ugly and kind of hunched over and dirty looking.
How many do I notice?
You see 7 of them.
7. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go report back to the group my findings,
They're roasting this cow.
and they're roasting a cow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Actually, before I leave, do I notice anything around them?
No. I mean, there's the odd rock.
But
nice
there's
rock.
not like a cave.
One of them sitting on the rock. No.
There's not a tent set up. I don't see
No.
anything.
No, you don't see when you're 300 yards away anyway. But
Okay.
no, you don't see any cave. The planes, you'd be surprised if there's a cave here. It would have to be literally a hole
Okay.
down in the ground.
So I'm
rather than
going
the sort of
to
horizontal cave that the hill giants were in.
I'm going to head back to the group, and I'm going to let them know my findings. Wearing my cloak of blending, I head back there. And I go up to everybody, and I say, "So it looks like there's 7 nasty-looking
Yeah, they're
upright
colored and
creatures.
nauseating moss green, mottled green, and grey. One of them's putrid grey.
I would venture to
and,
guess maybe
Their
a
eyes are
orc.
dull black, and they're about 9
Maybe.
foot tall.
They're how many feet tall?
Orc or ogre?
About 9 foot.
9 foot tall.
No, them's trolls.
Ooh.
They'll chew us up and spit us out. We're
and
gonna
they're roasting a cow on a spit, and they've got a fire, and that's really all I noticed.
Oh, wait a minute. Why don't we wait till nightfall and do to them what we did to the giants? We'll burn them alive.
That sounds like a good idea, except this time there's no cavern, so we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, that's
Well, it'll be dark and you'll be in the cloak that hides you.
So,
And you walk very quietly as a thief.
so what I'd like to do is maybe not camp out, but stay out there until I see him kind of snoozing, and then get close enough where I can make a hand gesture. Well, no, because then they wouldn't see me.
Yeah.
And I am not lighting a torch at night.
We could set the grass alight on fire upwind and have it run down into them at night and attack them into confusion
well, I don't know.
if the grass is dry enough.
Well, the other option would be waiting until it's dark, then using light, the spell, to draw them in. Maybe set up an ambush.
I could do the ye old backstab if we can get one of them out,
Yeah.
and use my cloak of blending in the dark, sneak up behind them, and if I can do that successfully, then I can try to backstab one and take one out. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, but trolls, the stories say you gotta burn them. You stick them and they just grow back, or another troll jump up.
Well, are we sure that they're trolls, though?
You said they was long and skinny and green, right?
That's what they look like. I mean, we could get up there and find out that they're,
Dead black eyes.
Yep.
Well, even if they aren't trolls, anything we set on fire is going to take damage.
Yep.
So, I'm just saying.
Well, maybe we could combine something where we have the oil trap, maybe use the light to draw them in. As like, ooh, what is this?
I'm just going to share a page from the player's handbook for your considerations. Entirely up to you what we do with this information. That's advice in about page 109 of the player's handbook. Can you guys read that?
Yes.
It's probably you don't have to encounter them if you didn't need to.
Yeah, it says avoid unnecessary encounters. This advice usually means the difference between success and failure when it is followed intelligently. Your party has an objective, and wandering monsters are something which stand between them and it. The easiest way to overcome such difficulties is to avoid the interposing or trailing creature if at all possible. Yeah. So it's up to you. Like, you decide whether or not it is part of your objective or part of your objective at the time. I mean, what it's saying is, like, you go for the loot. You don't bother with the monsters if you can just get the loot. But you guys also have the goal of killing the monsters in this area to clear these surrounding hexes. So it's kind of it's a bit of a toss-up for you guys.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I mean, we were going to take that the last time. And well, actually, we were going to just steal the treasure the last time. And the memory came back of, oh, we've got to clear this area out.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't mean you have to do it instantly or all in one go.
There are 7 regenerating trolls.
You could just hit and run kind of thing, take out 1 or 2 and then run off. And not every fight has to be like Command and Conquer, where you chase the last little infantryman in the corner of the map and wipe him out, and then you've finally won. So.
That's kind of why I was suggesting setting the field on fire and seeing how it worked. But I'm not keen on facing these guys.
I got
7 regenerating trolls.
to get into the meta, yeah, I think this is a really bad idea, actually. I mean, I could go into like average hit points and number of attacks, but that's not what my character knows, so I'm not going to.
Right.
But
Well,
I am
mean,
going to
you
say,
you don't have to. I mean, you like in the end, they're 9 foot tall, and there's 7 of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
9
So-
foot.
Yeah.
9 foot is a very specific number
yeah.
that I was missing from this equation.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen.
They're big, they're ugly, and there's 7 of them, and they're eating a cow. So
Yeah.
that's
It's
just
not
a certain
3
appetite.
hill giants that have already been chewed on by hobgoblins.
Yeah, it'd be like being attacked by the 1991 Detroit Pistons guys. It's not a good idea.
Well, considering I was kind of
the hill
against
giants
the
were already chewed
3.
on. The hill giants were already chewed on, and the hill giants were asleep. So
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's go look for something a little easier. We'll come back and
Yeah.
kill them later.
Gilda starts having a mild asthma attack when they say 9 feet tall. It's like she's like, maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, as we
Smelling
were going,
salts.
I had to mute because my dog went nuts. But as we were going along, I'm like, oh yeah, I think 7 feet was a bit of an understatement. It was more like 9. And then I get the reaction from everybody else, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Now that you mention it, this could be a really bad plan.
They're like nearly twice as tall as me. I maybe not go after 7 of them.
if they're twice as tall, they'll be 8 times the weight. So
I still don't like. I wasn't a math major, but I don't like these numbers. They're not. They're not
as
that
I said,
great.
you don't even have to go into the meta of the game stats or anything like that. It's just they're big.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of that would work would be setting up traps, but I don't know that we have enough, specifically me at my level, enough
We're in the open.
resources. Yeah, we're in the open, so maybe we could kind of come back to this area when we are a little bit more hefty. Our skills
It's
have
filed
improved.
away in the 2 hard basket for now, and then
Yes.
Run away! Run away!
Yeah, I'm
so
kind of like
all right.
rethinking this whole thing.
So
Yeah.
you're in that northwestern hex, and you wish to avoid these guys. Now, you can try to go around them, a few hundred yards away or whatever, and hope that they don't notice you, or that if they do notice you, you've got time to run off. Or if you wish, you could go into another hex. It's up to you. Where do you guys want to go from here?
Well, we never really got very close. I mean, Aiden got 300 yards away. The rest
300
of us
yards. Yeah,
were-
you guys are 1 mile.
So
away.
we ought to be able to circumnavigate as long as we're smart away from them. I would think, but where do we want to go? Do we see the mountains in the distance?
Yeah, you could see that there's directly to your north, there's a broken land. To the northwest, there's hills, and far to the north, there's a mountain.
I want to try to go north to the hills if possible.
Yep, to the broken lands. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you go along. All right. Now the question is, do the trolls smell you? Because if you can smell them,
Right. That's why I've been saying downwind and things earlier in the evening.
He did say
Yeah.
downwind.
Yeah.
If my smelling salts are the death of us, I apologize to everyone in the party.
I've got 1 hit point, so pretty much anything can be the death of me.
A
That's just
stiff
seasoning.
breeze.
Was that Chanel number 5?
all right. So
You stub your toe on a rock.
So let's use a saving throw for that. Alyssa, you can roll it. See if they smell your smelling salts.
Here we go.
Lovely.
All right.
D20.
D20. Well, guys, this was a fun game.
I love the optimism.
Don't quit so
Classic
soon.
9. Classic 9.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Yep. Okay, so you keep going along, and then the thief, whose job it is to scout and notice things, you notice that there's a large but solitary figure approaching you from your left-hand side. In other words, from where the trolls were coming. He's kind of sort of slumping along. He's a few hundred yards away, and he occasionally stops and looks over.
What time of day is it?
It'll be afternoon by now.
Okay. And how far am I from him?
He's about 400 yards now.
So
He's off to the left.
I kind of whisper to everybody else, nudge them, and then kind of lightly nudge over into that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you all see the solitary troll.
So how far are we from the big troll group?
Well, you're more than a mile now.
Okay.
And so there's just this one who's come out to have a look.
Well, I say we move slightly faster in the direction we were going. That's my vote.
I'm definitely putting Bob between me and the troll.
All right, you lot, listen up. Double time it. But I want y'all to start throwing rations. Throw your rations
That's
on
fair.
the ground.
That's
Don't ask me no questions. Just keep going. We're going to continue. Well, Bob's going to continue to make his way and throw a couple packs of iron rations on the ground.
Yep. Sounds smart. Right behind you.
Are you throwing them in the direction of the?
I'm not Fran Tarkenton out here. I'm just throwing rations
away from us.
Away from
Away. Away, not in the directly behind us, leaving a trail.
Oh.
Like if we turn around and he's just like picked up the ration, ate it, and keeps following us.
Hey, look, cookie crumbs.
And I'm gonna sweeten the pile after I've thrown some rations. I'm gonna throw a handful of gold. I'm literally gonna eight gold pieces, Kyle, if you want me to keep exact track, and make sure it scatters.
Okay. All right, so you guys start jogging along with your gear clinking and the mules braying and the men-at-arms complaining. Why don't we just fight him? It's only one of them, says Skirpa. We can take them one by one, like a hunter, says Skirpa. And Peter takes another swig of the ale and says, I'm ready.
God's sake. As soon as that thing starts yelling and hollering, a whole passel of them could come over the ridge line. Keep moving.
But they're a mile away.
You don't know that they didn't come up to that ridge right there.
Oh, they're trolls. They're not technical geniuses like us, says Skirfa.
You know, a mile away is still 1 mile too close. So let's keep going, guys.
All right. Yep. So make a saving throw to see if he picks up the rations or decides that the rations are great. So he's going to keep following who's dropping rations for him.
Okay.
Well, that's all of us. So
you're dropping the rations. So
You would
you make
like
the saving
to.
throw.
all right. Nope. He is coming after the rations.
What'd you get?
I got a 1.
What? He's very excited by this. People throwing food at him. So
I threw down gold too. Does that not help? Does he not stop?
Andy found gold. So
Well,
like,
I mean,
people are dropping food and gold. He's going to follow them. He starts jogging as well.
So how far am I from him?
Well, he's behind you now. Okay, so because like they were there, and then you guys were sort of down here, and then you went past them like that. So now he's directly behind you all.
I've got.
He's about 200 yards behind. He's able to move at 12.
I don't like the fact that he has longer legs than us.
I want to shoot.
Yeah, but they kind of shuffle. So he moves at 12. Most of you will move similarly. Like the magic user and the thief, and
All right.
magic user. And
I
thief
got
will
an
move
idea.
at- It's just a couple of the fighters will move at 9.
Yeah.
I got an idea because I do have the backstab that I would love to use. I would also I want to do two things. I want to send my wolf out at him to distract him. Then I'd like to try to walk behind him, surprise him with a backstab.
You're going to do your predator chameleon thing.
There's something out there. It ain't no man.
So
It's a thief. It's Vinny.
Yeah.
So I need to do move. What is it?
Move silently. I
Move
think you want.
silently. Okay.
Yeah, but it'll be with a massive bonus because the troll's kind of fixated on the party, and the party will be clanking along with their mule and all the rest. So you won't have to be very silent.
Now, we probably talked about this during our travel. Who among the party is the person who tends to be up in the front lines of things?
Bob and
That's
our
a
That would be
six
Bob. That would be our
mercenaries.
Bob.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bob, where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay. Hello, Bob. So I'm gonna find the description of shield, but once we get within fighting distance of this thing, I
Shield.
get the impression that is shield just on the
Shield
person,
is
or
just
is it,
on you. It doesn't help me.
dang it.
Yeah.
Well, the
And
thought
he's
was
in pretty
there.
good shape.
Yeah, I'm armor class 2, Kyle, 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well. All right. Let me
Ruby shield.
see what else might be useful right about now.
You and I are going to use Bob as a shield.
Yeah.
Obviously, as Aiden.
Well, you've got light shield, erase, and friends.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to make friends with the troll because that.
I don't know. We
I don't
fed
know if
him.
you're-
We've given him money. He could be on the cusp.
We could get him on the payroll now.
Sally Struthers shows up. Only you for the cost of a cup of coffee. You too.
And
Lady Troll.
you might know, Alyssa, but it's an old trick in AD&D to cast light at somebody's eyes.
Yeah.
And if they fail a saving throw, they're blinded.
It is dark enough that would cause quite a.
I thought
Well, it doesn't matter if it's dark or not. It's like having a spotlight in your face.
And you're basically you're flashbanging them.
All right. Well, let me pull that up and see what the range is on that.
I'll be
You guys.
preparing ventriloquism
Here's
in
what,
case.
here's what I would
distraction.
like to do. If she blinds the troll, I get behind him and backstab him.
Well, if you got your robe with blending, you can probably do that anyway, just as long as you make a move silently roll. But as I said, you'll get a big bonus if you move silently roll because of the noise of the party.
Okay. I would like to do that.
I'd like to cast Bless before we all split in different directions.
That sounds good to me.
Well, it should only be one splitting in a different direction. That's the thief.
Right, he's coming towards the party.
Well,
The range.
anything is
The
possible.
range
So
of light
if
is
I can get
6
Bless
inches, which
first.
means 60 yards in the open or 60 foot underground.
Okay. And light has a range of 120 feet. So when the thief gets behind him, I probably could go ahead, or unless we want to be closer to him just in case. What would you guys prefer?
What would be nice is for you to blind him, and then I pounce on him.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to do that when he's what is your movement again? Or
12
12-ish.
will be the movement of everyone
Okay.
except the men at arms, I think.
so because how close would that be in terms of feet? Because I'm looking at the Osric rules. I don't know.
A little bit different. So
Okay.
light for the magic user, it's got a range of 6 inches, which means 60 yards.
Okay. All right. Well, when the thief gives me the signal, I will cast light on his eyes.
Michael says, I'm glad Kyle knows what I'm doing. What gave you that indication? Alrighty. So, so the troll comes up and he's very large and very stinky and very disgusting looking with his mottled skin and covered in warts and cuts and abrasions and
we definitely know he's a
wiry,
troll now.
dirty hair. Yes, he's definitely a troll. He's coming on up and he sees the party. There's no need for anyone to do surprise rolls. There is a need for an initiative roll though.
Okay.
So roll 1d6.
Do we add anything to it or just d6?
No, because you're a party. If it's an individual, you might add dexterity and things like that, but you're not. It's a party, so it's just 1d6.
Sock it to us, Alyssa.
All right, and then there was light. So I will go ahead and cast light.
What's the roll? You need to make an initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative.
I thought you said it was the party. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah. Somebody needs to roll for the party.
That's a one.
He might come charging up.
That's also a one.
Ready.
Yeah, we got a one.
You got a one. Okay, he comes charging up before your spell, and that is ready. So, he comes running up.
Yay.
Right to the front of the line.
Thanks, Bob.
Bob in the men-at-arms. Hello to Bob. And he claws and bites.
At him, lads.
Go get her, Ray.
Gotta get the charts. It's not a role-playing game without charts. All right.
Fumble with my lighter and the torch.
All right. Roll 6 + 6 hit dice. SE 2. He needs 11 to hit. So his first claw hits.
Oh!
His second claw hits, and his bite hits.
Well, and that's the end of Bob.
Okay, so 5 to 8, 5 to 8, and 2 to 12.
Yes, that's going to be the end of Bob.
Crikey.
Okay, so the first one is the first claw is 8, then it's 5, so that's 13 points. And 1 and 1. 15 points of damage.
All right, so Bob is reduced to -6 and dies.
Well, he doesn't die until he reaches the negative of his constitution. But he's on his way out. He's bleeding at 1 hit point per round. He can be stabilized at any time by another member of the party if they take the full round to do so.
I just want to answer a audience question we had. We are using StreamYard. StreamYard has a function. Actually, if you look on YouTube, I've got a referral link to StreamYard if you want to check that out. But it's very easy. All the heavy lifting is done by StreamYard. I don't have to worry about huge gobs of bandwidth, nor do my fellow players. Anyway, so yes, Bob is out of the fight.
Yeah, so the troll comes running up with a roar, and he claws at Bob, claw, and then he picks him up and he bites his head. And then he casts Bob aside. Okay, now you can cast your light.
On him, lads.
Okay.
And I'll roll a saving throw for him.
All right. The saving throw for light, according to this, is
That's all right. I've got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So he's a 6. All right. So save versus spell. He needs 14. He fails. So you cast light into his eyes.
Yep. So
he's blinded.
Yep.
I am going to run around, and while he's blinded, I'd like to backstab.
Yep. What are you backstabbing him with?
My sword, which would be a
Okay.
1d6. So
Okay,
do
so
I?
roll to hit. You've still got to roll to hit him.
Okay, let me close that out.
He is armor class 4.
8.
First level fighter. Thief. He's a first level thief. You need a 17 or more.
I missed it with an 8.
Hmm.
Ah,
Well, you'll still be behind him. I mean, he's not going to.
But you didn't hit him, so he didn't notice.
yeah. But I
Well,
was hoping for that nice.
he very
comeback.
probably, he very probably wouldn't have noticed because, like, you missed him by so much that you probably didn't
Yeah.
strike him but not do damage.
Did he even hear the swish?
But also, like, he came running up and he saw this line of warriors
Yeah.
and some other people in robes hanging around behind them. He came running up and he had a go at one and then he's blinded. So he's busy going, "Roar." So he probably doesn't notice you at all, and you should be able to get go another in the next round. All right, who else is having a go at him?
Well, I'm gonna let everybody to attack and to tell them to use fire.
Yeah. So three. Okay, so missile weapons will go first.
I'll try to get over and stabilize Bob if I can.
Yep. Just bear in mind that when you're firing missiles, if you miss, you must also make a 2-hit roll against whoever they are engaged in melee with. That's the sort of the gun at the hostage's head situation. If you miss who you're aiming at, you might miss the one who's really close to
But
you.
he engaged Bob. His other people right on
He's
him.
engaged Bob, and he is also engaged in melee by Vinny, because Vinny's trying to backstab him.
Yes.
So there's those two at the least.
Yep.
But you don't have to roll against all of them, just one of them, if you miss. So just bear that in mind before you start throwing around spears and oil and all that sort of stuff. So, is anyone
Anybody
going to
using
use
projectile
missile
weapons?
Well, I'm first going to be taking a couple steps back from being
Yeah.
right in the middle of things.
Well, you won't be right in the middle of things. You'll be behind the line of the fighters
Okay.
and the men-at-arms.
With casting spells, is there a number of spells per day?
Yes, you've just
Okay.
used it.
Yep.
First of all, magic user gets 1 a day. You might get more if you have higher intelligence, but you don't. So
I do not. If I had a higher intelligence, I would be teaching back at.
So,
All right.
so from now,
yeah.
But I mean, magic users can use missile weapons if you've got what weapons did you choose for her?
I did not at that point, but let me peek over the character sheet again.
Okay, magic users get staff, dagger, or dart.
Okay.
Sling.
And the darts aren't like pub darts; they're like the Roman legionaries.
They're like the old style lawn darts.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
The fun kind.
Okay.
Plumbata, I think.
All right.
I think they were called jarts.
All right.
They're pretty big, and they do a fair bit of damage, and you can also chuck 2 or 3 around. So.
All right. Sounds good.
But that'll be next round that you do that, because you cast a spell this round.
Gotcha.
Okay, so who else is going to have a go? So 3 can be engaged in melee with this guy. So who's going to be engaged in melee with him? Are you going to send in the men-at-arms, or?
We're gonna have to send it.
I had assumed the men-at-arms were
encouraging
basically
them.
in a skirmish line with me, Kyle, but
I'm encouraging
they
them
are.
to attack.
They are, but you could sort of tell them to go forward, or the cleric, or anyone else could step in the gap made by Bob and stop him from bleeding to death, or
I'm going to try to drag Bob.
to step into melee themselves. It's
I'm
up
going to
you.
try to drag Bob away from the very front line and then stabilize him.
Okay. All right. So, what you want to do is
I'm going to light a torch.
I really don't need one of the men of arms stepping on him and basically killing him before I even get a chance to help him.
Yeah, well, that's part of why you lose 1 hit point per round after being knocked down. You know, these people accidentally step on you. So, all right. So you, Brinston, Peter, and Skirfer will have a go at him. Oh, sorry, one's already in melee, so that'll be Peter and Skirfer because the thief's sit behind him. All right. So, who wants to roll for Peter? 0 level men at arms. Attack.
I'll roll for Peter. What do you want?
A D20.
20?
D20, AC 4, so he
18.
needs 17.
18.
Okay, he hits. And does one, and we'll do 1d6 damage.
1 dog 6. 6.
Oh, awesome.
I'm feeling good.
Do you want to roll the next one, or do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, roll the next one if you want. Skirfer. He's a first level fighter.
All right, I'll roll it. Or you go ahead.
Oh, God. You should have rolled it.
Oh, this is 91.
My rolls aren't going so well tonight.
Right. Did Skirfer miss, did he?
Yep, he did. 9.
Okay.
That oddly written 61.
All right, I'll let somebody else roll the next one.
Okay. Next round. Initiative again.
Okay.
I'll do that.
1d6.
How about a 4?
You win initiative. You guys go first. All right. So any spells going off?
All I have is ventriloquism ready, and I'm holding on to it.
Okay. Any missile weapons?
I was going to try to back. Oh, yeah, they do missile, and then we do. Okay.
Yes. So that sounds like it's just Alyssa. All right. So you can throw darts now.
Yes. I was trying to find them in the book PDF.
Player's handbook.
How nimble is Gilda?
Dex is actually a 13, which is her highest stat. So I guess average in terms of that.
Fairly midland.
Yeah. So
Okay. So you can have 6 darts. They don't cost much.
Okay.
You have 6 darts. They do 1 to 3 damage each, and you
Okay.
can throw 3 of them around.
All right, I will throw.
So
3
you need
darts.
17 or more to hit, but
All right.
you've got 3 chances.
All right.
Blink, blink.
That was a 16, so the first is a negative. That is a 3, and that is a 6. So none of them hit.
Okay. All right. Melee attacks. Somebody roll for Peter and Skirfer.
All right. I'll roll for the first one. $15, which is a miss.
Yep. And Skirfer.
I'll roll for him.
Okay.
2. Jeez. All right, so I'm gonna
All
try.
right.
I've got to do my backstab again.
Yep.
So let's see if I.
Well, Wave. Bob is down, but he's not dead yet. He's just bleeding out.
14 for the backstab.
I'm spending this
14.
round stabilizing
miss
Bob.
him. You cannot penetrate his hide at this stage. You'll need to do a heavier blow next time. All right. He tries to attack back. He's attacking at -4 at Peter and Skirfer. Trying to one of the two at Peter. Yeah, he has a go at Peter. That's a miss. That's a miss and a miss because he's blind. So he's attacking at -4.
I'm going to spend this round to stabilize Bob, please.
Yep. Okay. Next round. initiative once more.
Okay. I will go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
3.
You win initiative. You go first.
Woohoo.
Right.
I'm gonna throw my lit torch at his, at the troll.
Yep. Okay.
I
Make your throw.
roll a 6.
6. Okay.
Just
All
a bit
right. You
outside.
miss. Now it'll hit one of the 3 around you. 1 to 2, Peter, and yeah. Okay. So it goes near Vinny. Make an attack roll against Vinny.
Oh, jeez.
Burn, Vinny,
Lovely.
burn. Roll the bad, roll bad, roll bad. Nice knowing you, Vinny. 18.
Okay. Roll 1d4 damage against Vinny.
Blessings.
I'm down.
It's that robe of blending he's got. You see,
I'm,
you know,
I'm
you thought he
down.
was part of the troll.
Now it's the robe of burning. So I'm down.
Throw your body on the troll, Vinny. Aiden.
Okay, now
I tried
robe
that. It
of
didn't work too
blending.
well.
okay, your
So,
robe
yeah,
of
I'm down.
blending has been struck by fire. It is magical, so to be protected, but you need to make a saving throw for your robe. Now, we've got cloth against normal fire. That's normally a 13 saving throw. However, it's magical, so we'll give it a bonus and make it 10. So there's a 50-50 chance that your robe will burn enough to become useless.
About 14.
So D20, you've got a 14. All right, so your robe made its saving throw.
Hey, if I had to save anything. All right. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, so Vinny will also be bleeding out through his burns.
All right, well, I've done my part.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Okay, melee.
I'm not gonna. Oh, is melee?
Or, you can throw darts again, yes.
Well,
You've got another 3 darts.
I was thinking about putting him out. I didn't know if that would be in melee or not.
Well, you would have to
Or
go
stable-
out from around the line of warriors because he's behind the troll. So you've got your line of warriors, you've got your troll, and you've got the thief lying down behind the troll. So you'd have to go out around the line of warriors and then behind the troll.
Well,
He's not going to see you.
that's. I mean that's true. Like, why would he? Knock on wood. Choose to attack the mage when he's got all these fighting men in front of me. So that's the logic I'm going with.
Also, as somebody said, he can't see you. He's blind.
That is true.
Yeah, he's just swinging, so
Yeah,
it's kind of random.
Yeah. What's the odds that he'll randomly end up hitting me and all this?
25%.
And on
Because
that
there's
note,
3 and you.
since
Take-
my wisdom, since my
Take the
wisdom
lid
is
off of
also
your
a
chai
6,
tea and dump it all over Vinny.
yeah. Since my wisdom is in fact a 6, and my poor companion just got hit by a torch and is bleeding out, I am going to do my best to help everybody out and try to stabilize him. Hopefully, I won't die in the process. But that's what I am going to do with my turn.
Okay. So you'll be running around. It'll take you the
Yeah.
round
Yeah.
to get around to him, to move through all the drama and get around to him. Okay. Everyone else, are they meleeing him or? 3 of them can melee him. 3 of your choice. You could swap around, like in the opening season of Rome.
Right. We know we have
Titus
Scarper on
Pullo,
him
they
and
just-
another
So-
man at arms.
Yeah. Whoever's attacking him, roll for attack.
All right. I will roll 1d20 16.
Cool. Yeah, you hit him.
1d6.
Yep.
A 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna try for the other.
Next attack.
13. God darn it. That's a miss.
That's a miss, yeah. And a third attack. A third person can attack it.
Bob will roll. Sandara.
Michael, they are just northwest of Zon.
I'll roll.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. Okay. Everyone misses. All right. Now, just to point out, because it'll be more obvious to your characters in the melee, he's blinded. So, like, everyone can sort of pull back 10 yards or something, and he won't necessarily know exactly where you are. He'd have to hear you and follow you and stuff. You can disengage and stand back and pelt him. I mean, once you start pelting him, he'll figure out where you are and pursue you. But
We need to engage him
let's-
long
yeah,
enough to
let's-
pull
let's-
our dead comrades away.
Well, not quite dead.
Right.
Almost. Not quite. I'm trying to stabilize. Okay.
I have faith in you.
So yes, let's take our wounded and retreat.
okay, so do it. Initiative. Right?
Okay.
Still need initiative. I got 3.
I can roll. It's been a while.
Please do.
2. Sorry.
So, okay. He goes first, so he's going to blindly attack Peter. All 3 with 11, 1, and 1. All 3 miss. Okay, so you guys withdraw it. Just a sec.
You won't need this, Aiden. I'm gonna steal one of your flasks off your smoldering body and
Bob's got 5 in his pack. I just want to point that out.
Bob
I've
isn't
got-
dead yet. I'm
I've
trying
got-
to
he's
bring
not-
him back.
I know
what
he's
should
not
have
dead yet.
done?
I'm just saying.
You
if
know what I
need-
should have
if
done?
you
Don't be
need the flask.
snagging his stuff.
You know what I should have done? And I'm saying this as my soul is floating around.
tell us.
I should have doused him with oil
That's right, yeah.
and had somebody, I don't know, throw a torch.
Yeah.
Hindsight 2020.
Well,
Yep. Oh,
Okay,
well.
so in the third round, the fourth round, you've withdrawn, and while you're withdrawn and you're tending to the wounds of your guys, you notice that the 1 or 2 wounds that he does have, they're starting to close up.
Oh, jeez.
Before Bob dies, I want him to know he was right.
I'm going to cast Cure Light Wounds on Bob.
Mm-hmm. Yep, go ahead, cast.
Okay.
Roll for the healing.
it's a D8.
In the 4th quatrain, Nostradamus.
You want me to
predicted
roll
there
it,
would be a TP.
Bill, or are you going to roll it?
No, you roll it. It's your spell.
Okay. Okay. 7.
Bob sounds bitter.
Got a 7 there for you.
Mighty roller.
All right, so I am at -1 hit point.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
When they stabilize us, does that stop us from dying?
It stops
Yeah.
you from losing any more hit points.
Okay,
so
so-
basically, if you go down,
Yeah.
if it's a blunt weapon, you just stay at whatever those hit points were.
Okay.
If it's anything else, blade, fire, acid, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you continue losing 1 hit point per round until you're stabilized. If you're stabilized, you stay at whatever that negative is.
Okay.
Your irrevocable death comes when you reach the negative of your constitution.
Okay.
So that's closer for some than for others.
So
I have,
I'm at a negative. I was at a -1 when I went down. I'm now at a -2.
It'll be -3 by now, yeah. But, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because there are two other guys.
so I will stabilize our other party member that's down.
Yep.
And then cast my other Cure Light Wounds on him.
Okay. All right, roll for the
And a
get
2.
back.
I'm in a -1.
All right, so you still got 2 guys.
So if we can get someplace secure and sleep, they might come back to us.
Preferably not in the stomach of a troll.
No, hopefully not.
Okay.
Because then you're not coming back. Neither are we then.
Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, where the adventurer of today is the monster shit of tomorrow.
So pessimistic, Phil. So pessimistic.
Yeah, both Bob and I are negative people.
Okay, now who was it that bought the 10 oil?
I
You
did.
guys seem rather bereft
dead
of missile
thief.
weapons apart from that.
Right. I've already grabbed one off of his smoldering corpse. I mean, almost dead body.
I would
And I'm
use
encouraging the rest of the guys to grab one as well and throw it at the troll.
I bought oil in town.
Yes,
Just
you did.
saying.
Yep.
Just saying.
Okay, let's
So-
do a saving throw for the troll to see if he gathers his wits. But no, he's just standing there, sort of flailing around randomly. He doesn't seem
Okay,
quite sure where you are.
make a lot of space between us and him,
Mm-hmm. Yep. You
because
pull back.
eventually that light spell will
Yeah.
fail. So let's get out of here when we can.
So you're going to run away from him, or are you going to, like, because you've passed around oil? Are you going to run away
Well,
from him? Or are you gonna
first
pelt him?
let's depart, and then we'll distribute oil, because odds are he's going to come searching for us later.
Well, you only need a round to pass around the oil. Since you know what I mean. You're not having to keep the line at the moment because he doesn't know where you are. So everyone can come and grab some oil if they want to. Because you've got
What? So we're all going to go in different directions and try to bomb him or something with flaming oil?
Well,
You
you've
can
got
surround him.
11. You've got
You can
11
surround him
party
from a
members.
distance.
You've got
Yeah,
11
that's
party
actually not a
members,
bad
so-
idea.
Circle him up, boys. Throw the oil at him.
Maybe not a circle, because like
Yeah.
throw it a bit long or something. Then
And try not to spill it on yourself. I'm just saying.
yeah, perhaps just
I
an
can't
arc.
really stabilize a whole lot more people here.
Perhaps an arc.
In corporate speak, the blame game when things go south is often called a circular firing squad.
All right. I'm not going to have you make 11 2-hit rolls. That would be tedious.
Oh,
I will have you make 1 2-hit roll to see if anything goes really awry.
okay.
Anything goes really bad.
Bob
Oh,
wakes
really
up a
good.
week later out of his coma. All of his friends burned to a
Oh,
crisp.
yes.
19.
19. All right, good. So you hit him mostly square on. You've got 11 of them. Roll 2d6 for how many of them hit him directly. And the
4.
others will just be splashed around. Actually, so 4 hit him directly. Okay. And the others will be splashed around. So that's 4. So the ones that hit him directly will do 2d6 damage. So there'll be 4 of them. So there'll be 8d6. The other 7 will do splash damage, which is 1d6. So altogether, in the first round, he'll take 11d6 of damage.
All right, rolling.
Okay.
In
Roll
3.
11d6, somebody.
Now,
Yeah, you can. Yep, there you go.
36.
36. Okay. Well, that's annoying, because that's exactly his number of hit points.
Yeah.
But in any case, with the 4d6 damage in the next round, that would finish him off. So he goes up flambeaued. and falls over in a burned heap of flesh.
Grab our guys and get the hell out of Dodge.
Yep.
All right,
You
so
want to
you're
grab
heading
the
north.
gold that Bob threw out?
I'm not sure I can find it.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
sticking
all
around.
melted into one slag.
Yeah.
It's not worth
All
the
right,
risk
so you
of
sling your
someone
unconscious
else finding
guys
us.
over the mules, and you head on up north.
Mhm.
Okay, you don't see any sign of trolls following you. Apparently, there was just one who came out to have a look.
Well, let's find some place to camp.
Okay, so as it comes towards the evening, you come into the Badlands. There's rocks and boulders everywhere, and little rivulets of streams that are barely. You wouldn't even be able to dip your water canteen in to fill them up because they're just like a trickle an inch deep. There's moss all across the rocks, and the lizard scampered by, and so on. Badlands. Okay, and roll for wandering monsters.
Let's do the honors.
2d6.
You spoke. You get to do it, Alyssa.
Yep.
Well,
You've been voluntold.
well, give me a
You're the
second.
short
All
timer.
right,
We need you to get all the rolls in. So anyway,
That's true. All right, so let's see if I can figure out how to do multiple of these. All right, give me. All right. Well,
click the die twice.
all right. So 4,
6.
2, and was it
4 and 2.
2d6 or 3d6?
It's 2d6. It's 2d6.
All right, well, it's
So
in a
4 and 2,
6.
so
So
6.
6.
Yeah, there's
6.
no wandering monsters.
Okay. Excellent.
So let's set up camp, watches, all that kind of thing. We don't need something sneaking up on us.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll take the first watch.
let's get
Since I'm not doing
Bob and
Uh,
our fallen companions.
prop up Aiden's coming to
my
his body.
my soul is looking out.
We prop Bob up like a scarecrow.
No. He's got to sleep to heal a little bit if we can, because I don't know how effective my spells will be in the morning, but I'm going to use most of my spells to try to bring him back. So we're probably going to have to stay here like a day.
Sounds
Because
good.
if we encounter something after I heal them and I get them back up, we're still going to be in the same boat.
No, that's fair.
Well,
Okay.
2 days, Bob and I will be as good as new.
All right, so you set up watches for the night. Do a wandering monster check for the night.
All right, who wants to do it? It's not me this time.
Yeah,
Oh,
you spoke up,
You
so you're
talked
doing it.
first. You have
Dang
to do
it.
it.
I'll do it.
Gotta.
That would be an 8.
8. No, nothing comes to bother you in the night.
Except even in near death, Bob snores awfully loud.
He's unconscious. He's not dead.
Even in death, I still snore.
The edge of death.
We can tell his spirit lingers nearby by the. Right.
So you've prayed, you regained your spells. Are we going to heal him, or are we going to head back to town?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll do cure light wounds, 1 each.
Okay, you both heal up 1 hit point overnight.
Yep. So you're at 0. Or yeah, is that a 0?
Yeah.
Because I brought you both to -1. And then we'll do Bob first. And that's 4.
All right, I am at 3.
And then 2.
I'm at 1. Back where I started.
Well, no, you were at
Bonus.
0, and now you're at 2.
1.
Right.
No, he has
one.
1
Oh,
hit
I
point.
can't get above. Right now, I can't get
We
above.
wish.
He has recovered all of his hit point.
I feel
meter.
alive again.
Meter.
Since
100%.
we're so close.
Gonzalo Zoc is a village of 250 people out on the Badlands. This is the start of building a stronghold and clearing the surrounding hexes of monsters. The party members are clearing the surrounding hexes. This is not Greyhawk. This is just bog standard fantasy medieval setting. Unspecific. It's all randomly generated. Every one of those hexes is randomly generated according to the rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide, or as best we can interpret them anyway. All right, sorry. Okay, so the next morning comes. You guys have been healed up and ready to
So
party.
I'm gonna say I think we should like stay another day here, just to finish healing up, and maybe we should like try to do a little bit of hunting in that to restock
We did lose a
our
lot of
rations in that, because we kind of tossed some of those out.
Mm-hmm. You know what we never
Anyone
did?
like
We never
lizard?
found out what you guys' secondary professions were.
Yeah, it's been a
Everyone's
while
got-
since I did those.
Yeah, can I roll mine?
Yeah, which page was it? Bill? I've forgotten.
It's fairly early up. It's in the teens or 20. Hey, thank you very much, Gonzalo. Appreciate that. Good customer service should be. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Oh yeah, page 12. All right. So
Yeah.
D100 for each player.
All right, let me see here, Kyle. Let me pull up old dice roller. 48.
48 is a sailor. Your parents were
Well,
sailors.
that's what I wanted.
Well, maybe you'll get it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure enough, you roll D100.
I don't know what that is.
68.
68 is no skill of measurable worth.
Midland.
Now we know why you became an adventurer.
There you go.
Exactly.
Alyssa, what was your family profession?
I
D100.
D100. That's fine. Oh, an 80. 88.
Roll twice, ignoring this result hereafter. Okay, so roll twice more.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had that before. That's fun.
Okay, here we go.
I'm jealous.
All right. It's gonna be 90,
Re-roll.
97.
Yeah, ignore this result hereafter. So re-roll. You need 2 rolls of under 85.
Okay.
Yeah, you got 2.
86.
All right. 20. 20.
20 is one parent was a forester and the other was.
Oh, I roll again. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. 38.
38. A limner or painter. So one was a forester and the other one was a limner.
Well, so you might have
So,
a little
you know.
hunting skills with a forester.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
Shondara.
That's an 85.
No skill of measurable worth.
Bummer.
There's a lot of people out there like that. Vinny.
That would be a 16.
Okay. You're a forester as well. Or your family was.
So, you forester types get to go hunt some
Yeah.
animals for us to eat.
This.
Plus
The Badlands.
Plus a thief.
Maybe get
can
some
set-
berries or something too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of fits
Thief
the
can set
feeding
traps
thing.
and
Yeah.
can set traps, do little snares and everything. Right, yeah, so they'll be able to get food for the day. Getting a day's food is not a problem.
Sounds good to me.
Gonzalo was asking, are we rolling up new characters? No. In first edition AD&D, at DM's discretion, characters can have a bit of background. They kind of work like backgrounds in 5th edition, where basically you might have a little talent for something. You might have actually done something that built up a little kind of sub skill Yeah, secondary skills. That's all we're rolling up now.
We had just forgotten to do it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, they go and get a day's food. That's not a problem. And you can rest for another day. You'll heal up another hit point if you've got one to do.
And then I'll cure.
And we make a wandering monster check.
Oh, yeah.
So one during the day, one at night.
8.
Nothing comes to bother you in the day and in the evening, in the night.
I got it.
The blue line Gonzalo is a river. There will be countless small streams and creeks and so on, but that's a navigable river.
I didn't realize you were rolling that again there.
You're fine.
They came from the south on a raft or barge coming up that river. So what was the second one?
8 also. Both were 8s.
Yeah, no, so nothing. 10 or more, something bothers you. Okay. So after 2 days of camped out in the Badlands, you've just seen small animals, birds, rabbits, that sort of thing, and eaten some of them. So where are you going to go from here?
We to search the Badlands, guys, or have we?
While we're here,
Well, you've been camped out, so you haven't.
So it's a new day. How?
It's a new day, yes.
Bob, are you still hurting a lot or not?
Yes, I am very injured. I am at 4 out of 9 hits.
Okay, I will cast another Cure Light Wounds.
Gracias.
You're welcome. Oh,
For
that's
one.
I'll cast the second one right away.
All right.
And that's a 3.
And that puts me at 8 out of 9.
So I say I'm out of healing. I don't know if we want to stay one more day here, just so that we are fully recovered and good to go.
Well, we
I would
definitely
recommend it.
I personally think we should, but I'm partial to not dying. So.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is we stay one more day and make sure that we are completely back.
Wandering monster checks for
par.
the day and for the night.
Right.
2d6. Tell me if you get 10 plus.
Anyone?
I'll roll.
Okay.
You can actually click on it twice before you actually roll it, so you can do 2 at the same time.
Gotcha.
The dice roller is kind of fun that way.
Yeah. I think I.
Well, you're not going to get over 10 because you already got 1. So.
Yeah. So there we go.
And do our forestry people want to get us another meal if possible?
I will go out and put out a snare and see what I catch.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, like I said, you've got the skill, so there's no problem getting food for the day. You'd only need to roll if you wanted, food for the week or whatever. But you can definitely get food for the day.
And if you don't catch anything, you can at least make a nice sketch of it.
That's true.
Look at the deer I almost got, guys.
Did you get us any food? No. Drawing.
Nice and juicy looking, wasn't it?
I only shot pictures.
Take only pictures, leave only footprints.
Exactly.
Okay, another day and night passes. Nothing bothers you, and you don't bother anyone except the small edible animals.
Hey,
Okay,
Bob
food
is
from here.
hale and hearty again.
And Vinny's still the one-hit wonder.
Yep.
Hey, I tried. I really tried.
No. I only
tried
have
to
one.
double your thing.
No, I only have 1 hit point until I level up.
I mean, you were almost mint gum there. Double your
Oh,
pleasure, double your
I
frost.
know.
Poor old Alyssa's Gilda, even when she does level up, she's got 4 constitution, so she'll only get 1 hit point.
Slowly but surely.
Thanks
How
for
does,
that.
real quick, how does leveling up work when we go to level up to level 2?
Okay, so once you have achieved the sufficient number of experience points, so in the case of a thief, 1,250, in the case of a magic user, 2,500, those sort of numbers, you're then capped. You can't get any more experience points. You go and you find somebody who's a higher level than you and trains you, and it costs you 1,500 gold per level. Also, in normal circumstances, the dungeon master assesses how well you've been playing your character. Has the thief been thieving? Has the fighter been fighting? You know, a fighter who hangs around and just steals, or a thief or a magic user who charges into melee or whatever, they are not playing their class that well. They assess you on a rating of 1 to 4, with 1 being the best and 4 being dismal. And that acts as a multiplier. So if you're assessed at 4, how badly you're playing, instead of costing 1,500 gold per level, it's your current level, not the target level. It costs you 6,000 gold. You guys have all been playing well, so it would just be rating 1. So yeah, it'd be 1,500 gold to go up a level, and also 1 week for each of those. The weeks are also multiplied. It's 1,500 gold in 1 week. You can train entirely on your own, but it takes you twice as long and costs twice as much.
So when we roll for hit points for level 2,
that's when you level up.
How many do we roll? I know it's based off of class.
Yeah, it's based off the class. So like magic user is a D4, fighter is a D10, cleric's a D8 from memory, and thief is D6.
And this
is adjusted by your constitution.
Okay, so if I have a bonus to my constitution, do I add that to the roll?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, perfect. So I know I'll get more than 2.
That's right.
I think. No, I don't. I could actually wind up with 2 hit points. That's sad. But that's life, so no complaints.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I mean, your thief skills will go up. So
I go from number 1 to number 2. Hey.
Yeah, but I mean, with thief, your skills will go up as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, awesome.
Picking pockets and all the rest.
So I say,
yeah, where are you guys going to go?
A new day. Let's go scouting.
Sounds good to me.
Which way?
Do you want to keep going?
I mean, have we searched this Badlands area? I mean, have we been there long enough?
Been staying in it for 3 days, so you would think if there's anything around, it would have found you.
Okay, all right. So theoretically, this is cleared. Do we want to go to the mountain or the? Looks like some more hills to our west.
Yeah. Are we in the top pyramid?
No, you're in the second top. So the jagged line, that's the Badlands.
Okay, yeah. So we're the. Okay, so we're where the I guess the blue.
You're south of the mountain.
Okay, so we can go to the mountains, or we can go to the hills.
Which way? Which way? Who's the party leader?
We never really discussed that, did we?
I nominate Bob.
All right. Y'all want to go to the mountains? We're going to the mountains.
As long as Bob's leading, I'm staying behind him. So yeah, that works.
Yep.
Bob is the kind of man I can get behind.
Anybody with armor and a shield is the kind of man you can get behind.
And I'll be kind of behind him, behind the person that's behind him.
All right. Okay, so you make your way through the Badlands. You have to pick your way through the rocks. It takes a long time because you've got to move the mules along, and they've got fairly good footing, but like I said, it's very windy, going in and out of all the rocks. kind of go down into a depression, and the mountain looms up high ahead of you. A little bit of snow on the top, but mostly just rocks. Mostly just rocks. And you're as you go along, Finny, you're ahead of the party as the scout, and you see movement up in the air. And at first you think that it's a distant eagle, but then you realise that the wings are just flapping really slowly, and it's too white to be an eagle. And then the more you look, and then you see it against the mountain, you realise that it's actually quite large, much bigger than an eagle. It has a sort of a lizardly look about its face as well. It doesn't have a beak.
Let's stop. That's not good.
Is that perched on a?
Well, it's flapping around. It's sort of going around the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. And
On
how
the
far
upper
from the group?
Lizardly look that's large and white.
It's about half a mile away.
Yeah, that's
And how-
not good. That's not good.
Back away, gentlemen.
And ladies,
That looks bigger than the troll the other day, marginally, but still a little big. Let's go back this way.
And we'll leave it there as a cliffhanger.
I've
Alrighty,
heard
guys.
stories and things like that.
Well, you did. One of the tales in the village was that there was a wyvern or something like
Yep.
floating around. Somebody
Yep.
did say that.
I have that recorded.
Yep.
yeah,
And
I
that's
think
it.
that's what we found.
We're done
All
for the
right.
week, well, for the session.
Woohoo! Well done.
Hope you enjoyed
Kyle.
your experience of AD&D, Alyssa.
It's very different from what I'm used to, but I think it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
And you
Well,
lived.
You enjoyed it.
I,
And
I
you?
And you
hope
lived.
you will consider joining us again.
Please.
So I'll be honest, I'm drooping now, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this regularly, but I want to thank you guys for having me in and inviting me to
pleasure.
join you guys.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for
And you
joining
sort of
along.
mean that hit points, when you're first level, hit points are not a guarantee of staying up. The person in the party with the most hit points was Bob, and he was the first one down.
It's
That's
true.
right.
In a hurry.
That's right.
And a guy with one hit point also went down, but they both survived because the party as a whole survived, so they were able to just drag them away. A bit worse for the wear, but they survived.
Some
Make
days
sure
you get the big.
Shantara is nice and comfortable overnight, and everybody gets her fresh water. And
Yeah.
she's kept our bacon from being overdone.
Yes, indeed. And as they say, some days you get the bear, and someday the bear gets you. Kyle, very well done. An excellent game as usual. I want to thank everybody who sat in tonight. We hit up to 284 of you maniacs out there watching. So let me tell you, if you like this sort of thing, and if that's anything to go by, you do. If you're watching over on Twitter, where most of you guys are watching, excuse me, X, come over here to YouTube, click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications, because it isn't just this. I do all kinds of fun stuff over here on YouTube that maybe I don't always tell about on Twitter. You gotta check me out over here. So, and speaking of checking things out, everybody check out author Alyssa Hazel over on Amazon.com. I should have gotten some links from you, but I reviewed one of her books. I've interviewed her. She's absolutely awesome author
Thanks.
of speculative fiction and horror. And coming soon is the sequel to The Third Test. And I'm very excited about
Yeah.
that.
That is in its first draft. I'm just starting the first draft. Hopefully I should be having a fantasy book out by the end of the month. And my first audiobook actually just dropped a couple hours ago. So a lot of really exciting
Is
things. So
Is it on Audible?
yes, I'm getting a couple of things ironed out right now, but it is available on Audible. It's for To Those Who Haunt You. So yeah.
Wait,
Excellent.
What's the name of it?
It's a micro, um, it's a micro collection of ghost stories. It's called
Oh,
To
that's
Those Who
cool.
Haunt You.
Okay, perfect.
Short stories. That's good.
I
There's
will
not
be
enough
looking out for that. 'cause
short
that was
stories
all-
out there. Everyone wants to write the
That'll be fun.
7-book trilogy.
Yeah,
fantasy
it's.
trilogy.
I started trying to do that when I was a lot younger. I feel like I've aged 10 years in the past 5. But I started that. Went back to doing short stories, and then I got back into novel writing last year with my first full novel, which was The Third Test, a science fiction thriller. So, yeah, um, just a lot going on. So,
Well, it's all wonderful stuff. So thank you for being here. I hope you can make it again. For those of you who are following along with the Hexcrawl Madness, we'll be back next Wednesday. I will be back tomorrow. I'm feeling a little Greyhawky. I think you guys may get some Greyhawk. I'm going to let this crowd head on back. Just file on back into the green room. Help yourselves to some Hennessy and some pistachios. As for me, I'm gonna get on out of here, but not before I thank Gonzalo Lira again for that super. That was muy awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And my apologies again, as always, to Blues Traveler. We just ran out of time tonight, guys. Maybe we can have you on again in the future. But until then, keep checking those Wandering Monster tables, because you never know what might come up. It could even be an owl bear. Peace. Love you all. See you tomorrow night.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to